The Milkmaid's Lesson. Step by Step to Success. A story of dreams, care, and patience. Hi there. Welcome back to EduSpark English. Today's story takes us to a quiet countryside, where a cheerful milkmaid learns a valuable lesson about patience and staying focused. It reminds us that success comes one step at a time. Before we watch, let's learn some useful vocabulary so you can understand the story better. Let's learn some essential words. 1. Milkmaid, noun. A woman who milks cows and carries milk to sell or use. The milkmaid carried a pail of fresh milk on her head. 2. Daydream, noun, verb. Pleasant thoughts you have when your mind wanders away from what you are doing. Molly was daydreaming about buying a red gown. 3. Topple, verb. To fall over the pail toppled when Molly tossed her head. 4. Wishful thinking, noun. Believing something will happen just because you want it to. Planning the gown before making any money was just wishful thinking. 5. Proverb, noun. A short, wise saying that gives advice. Don't count your chickens before they hatch is a well-known proverb. Match the word with the correct meaning. Write the letter of the meaning next to each word. Words. 1. Milkmaid. 2. Daydream. 3. Topple. 4. Wishful thinking. 5. Proverb. Meanings. A. Pleasant thoughts that take your attention away from the present. B. A short saying that gives advice. C. A woman who collects and carries milk. D. To fall over. E. Believing something will happen just because you want it to think and share. Have you ever made plans that failed because you acted too soon? Why do you think people sometimes focus on the future instead of the present? What proverbs do you know in your language that give similar advice? Listening strategies. Listen for the sequence of events. What happens first, next, and last. Notice the turning point, the moment when everything changes. Pay attention to advice. These are often key lessons in fables. Focus on repeated words or phrases. They can show the main idea. Let's watch the story. In a quiet countryside, Molly, a cheerful milkmaid with rosy cheeks and long brown hair, balanced a pail of fresh milk on her head as she walked home from the barn. Her mind drifted into daydreams. This milk will make cream, then butter to sell at market. With the coins, I'll buy eggs. Soon, I'll have a whole flock of chickens. Then I'll buy a fine red gown and wear it to the fair. All the young men will admire me, but I'll just toss my head and walk away. Lost in her thoughts, Molly tossed her head, just as she had imagined. The pail toppled, and the milk spilled onto the dirt path. All her dreams vanished in an instant. Her grandmother, watching from the porch, said gently, "Molly, dear, dreams are lovely, but they must grow from what we have, not only from what we hope for. You were so busy imagining tomorrow that you lost today." Molly sighed. "I should have paid attention." Her grandmother smiled. "Next time, take one step at a time. Don't count your chickens before they hatch." Molly nodded. She had learned her lesson. Dreams are built with care, not wishful thinking. Let's choose the correct answer. 1. What was Molly carrying on her head? A. A pail of milk. B. A basket of eggs. C. A loaf of bread. D. A bag of butter. 2. What did Molly plan to buy first with the money from selling butter? A. A red gown. B. Eggs. C. A cow. D. Chickens. 3. Why did the milk spill? A. She slipped on the path. B. She tossed her head while daydreaming. C. The pail had a hole. D. The wind blew it over. 4. Who saw what happened and gave Molly advice? A. A neighbor. B. A market seller. Her grandmother. D. A friend. 5. What is the main message of the story? A. Work hard and you'll be rich overnight. B. Focus on the present before dreaming of the future. So always carry 2 pails of milk. D. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Let's speak. Talk about a time when you learned a lesson from a mistake. You should say, what happened, how you felt at the time, what you learned, how it changed your behavior afterward. Let's write. Write about a goal you have and the steps you plan to take to reach it. 1. Describe your goal. 2. Explain why it's important to you. 3. Write down the steps you need to take. 4. Share how you'll avoid distractions along the way. Final thought. Dreams are important, but they must be built step by step. If we focus too much on tomorrow, we might lose the chance to make today count. Want more inspiring life stories and English learning tools? Like, comment, share with friends, subscribe to EduSpark English, youtube.com, EduSpark English, follow EduSpark English on TikTok.